Top 5 cryptids you've never heard of. Before we start, I would like you to hit that red subscribe button so that you never miss out on any of our videos. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the channel. Here are 5 cryptids you've never heard of. Number 5. Altamaha-ha. Altamaha-ha has been seen in the Altamaha River near Darien, GA since before the coming of white settlers. The Lower Muskogee Creek tribe was the first to tell stories about the Altamaha-ha. The cryptid is said to have a body similar to a sturgeon with a bony ridge on top. It has front flippers, but does not have any back flippers. Its snout resembles a crocodile with large teeth and eyes. Eyewitnesses claim the creature is 20 to 30 foot long, though smaller versions have been sighted. The first sighting by someone who was not one of the indigenous peoples was on April 18, 1830. A reporter for the Savannah, Georgia newspaper claimed there were multiple sightings of a sea monster made by several men on a schooner called Eagle. The main sighting was by Captain Delano, but several other men on the schooner also witnessed the creature. More recently, a carcass washed up on Georgia's southern coast at Wolf Island National Wildlife Refuge in early 2018 that resembled a smaller version of Altamaha. Jeff Warren's son discovered the carcass while he and his father were visiting. Mr. Warren took video of it, and the video has been called a hoax or a misidentification of a frilled shark or other type of deep-sea shark. While several scientists claimed it was a deep-water shark and others claimed it was a hoax, it's interesting that the creature so resembles accounts of the Altamaha.
He explained that it was a recreation of the sea creature.
Number 4. The Frogman. Loveland, Ohio has one of the more interesting cryptids in my opinion. The first stories of the frogman, or frogmen rather, began in the 1950s when a businessman claimed to have seen multiple large bipedal frogs along the Little Miami River. The first official sighting of the frogman took place in 1972 and was witnessed by 2 policemen on separate occasions. Officer Ray Shockey first saw the creature on March 3, 1972 at 1 a.m. Officer Shockey was driving to Loveland, Ohio when he saw what he thought was a dog in a field next to the road. However, when it stood up, its eyes were illuminated by his car lights, and he could see that it appeared to be a giant bipedal frog. The cryptid jumped over a guardrail and slid down the hill into the Little Miami River. The officer got such a look at the creature he was able to describe it well enough that his sister could do a drawing of it. Officer Shockey went back to the station and brought another officer, Mark Matthews, to the scene that same night. The only evidence they found was the skid marks on the embankment where the creature slid down into the river. A few weeks later, on March 17, 1972, Officer Matthews had his own experience with the frogman. He was driving and saw what he thought was an animal in the middle of the road. He stopped his car, got out, and the creature got up, crouched in the middle of the road, and then stood up, climbed over the guardrail while keeping its eyes on Officer Matthews the entire time.
By the reptilian creature, Matthews took a shot at the creature.
Number 3. The Pukwudgies. Pukwudgies have been a part of Native American law of the American East for centuries before the coming of the Europeans. Some Native Americans believed that they used to get along well with the humans, but that something happened that turned them against humans. One of the stories from the Wampanoag tribes claimed that they called on Mashuab the giant to remove the Pukwudgies from their lands because they were annoying. The Pukwudgies have held a grudge against humans ever since. Most Native American tribes say it is best to give a wide berth to the Pukwudgies if you encounter one. Their name means person of the wilderness. It is said that Pukwudgies have humanoid features with pale gray skin tones, but their fingers, noses, and ears are larger than a human's. Number 2. Lizard Man. The first official account of someone seeing the lizard man was in Lee County, SC, by 17-year-old Christopher Davis in 1988. Christopher got a flat tire near Scape Ore Swamp at night and got out to change it. Suddenly, a 7-foot-tall green lizard man with 3 fingers on each hand and red glowing eyes steps out from the swamp. Christopher, terrified, gets in his car and attempts to drive away, but the creature jumps on his car and viciously attacks it. Later it came out there was an earlier sighting. In 1987, a cyclist stopped next to a guardrail near the swamp, so he could get a drink and a smoke, and said he saw a large humanoid creature across the street from where he was. This was in a year before Christopher had his experience. There have also been sightings of lizard man as late as 2015. Jim Wilson, who was driving toward Camden, saw a creature run out of the woods and across the Scape Ore Bridge. Mr. Wilson got out of his car and began shooting photos of the creature. He said it was tall and had scales and a tail. Number 1. Ozark Howler. Stories have been told in Arkansas, Oklahoma, Texas, and Missouri about the Ozark Howler for generations. Some believe that the Ozark Howler is a combination of myths about saber-toothed cats from the local Native Americans and the Coosith from the Celtic myths of the Irish, Scottish, Welsh, and English settlers who settled the surrounding areas in the early 1800s. The Suthus is a large creature the size of a bull with shaggy hair that looks somewhat like a wolf. Its fur can be dark green or white. Current descriptions of the Ozark howler vary. Some say it's a large cat-like creature with horns and red glowing eyes. Others say it is as large as a bear with long shaggy hair, horns, a beard like a goat and glowing red eyes. There is also some confusion as to whether its tail is long or short. The Ozark howler's howl is said to be very frightening, possibly a cross between an elk's bugle and a wolf's howl. This brings us to the end of our video. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit like if you did, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss any of our videos in the future. Also, watch the 2 videos that are on your screen because I'm sure you'll love them. With that, I'll see you in the next video.